Hello, one and all, and welcome. My name's Fear. This is the Pilots Federation Podcast 4. I'm here today with my co-host, Commander Highlander. I keep
It's
forgetting
I.
to say the commander part.
It's okay. They all know we're commanders here. Not a
Yeah,
problem.
we're all commanders here, right?
That's right. If you play Elite, you're a commander.
That's right. So we're just a couple of pilots out there in the elite universe, and we like to talk about the game.
Yes, we do.
And we're not affiliated with Frontier in any way. So, and we don't get paid.
No,
So,
not at all. We
unless
just
you
do
want to
this
pay us.
on our own little time to rant or rave or tell you good things or tell you bad things, depending on how we feel about the game.
That's
So,
right.
just depends on what day it is and what we find.
Yeah. This week we're going to talk about, or this podcast we're going to talk about, because it's not necessarily weekly, but
No, it's
kind of
not.
sort of is.
Kind of.
Kind of, maybe, if we want to do it that week. Anyway, so the topic to this time is quality of life improvements. We want to talk about some of the things we think they should adjust or fix in the game that are not necessarily related to the most popular things right now. But this is how returning players are what we're viewing and what we're seeing and what we'd like to see, uh, worked on.
Yes.
Right. So both Highlander and I have a little list, and we'll just go through those. We can take turns if you want. You want to bring
Fine
up
with
something
me.
you have
I
first? That's
have
fine.
on my number one list, we do some conflict stuff on the planet. Okay, so when you do conflict stuff on the planet in the game since Odyssey came out, you join the group, you join the side you want to battle on, and then you get in a shuttle or a Viper, a military ship, and you
Yeah.
join and you a Vulture, actually, not a Viper. I'm sorry, it's a Vulture, and then you go out the
Mhm.
slot and they take you and drop you off for your ground duties. Well, been a lot lately here that the ships and everything are getting caught in the damn mail slot. And when you're in a NPC type ship and you're being carried, or you can't fly through the slot. It will sit there and bounce around inside the Coriolis all day until the mail
Yeah.
slots get empty. And if you log out and then log back in, well, you're on the outside in the Vulture, but you're no longer connected
To
to
do
the
the
to the person you were
thing.
going to fight for. So you got
Yeah.
to go all the way to the planet, and then you have to call a taxi to get them off the planet, come all the way back and start the process all over again. Now this is
Yeah.
happening a lot, guys. This getting stuck in the mail slot stuff is becoming a serious problem, in my personal opinion.
Yeah. And I had some suggestions for that. One is they could probably they could let you get in the ship and just have the ship appear just right before it lands. Where it drops you down, drops you out of the ship. You know
Yes,
how it kind of flies in and then it goes down to the planet. They could skip that whole front part of that where you got to go through the mail slot. We don't really want to. I don't really understand why they have the military using the public transit spot anyway.
correct.
I know some of the Coriolis's and other stations have a side mail slot that's been blocked. That's blocked. It's got the blast doors down. Don't know what it was intended for, but that would be another place where they could eject the receive and send out the military, so it doesn't interfere with the commercial traffic. I think that would be something they could do, but they could basically just cut out a lot of it. I mean, even you know, if it goes to some sort of a screen while you're in transit and then appear just before they dump you out of the ship, and then when they pick you up, just do a fly out and then disappear for a second, and when you return, you're already back in the station. That would
Correct.
be okay with me. I
That
mean, I
would be
wouldn't have a
fine.
problem with that
I think the military
because
ships should go to their own slot. If they're NPCs and they're military, they should have priority and have their own exit
yeah,
or
they should have their
entrance
own exit.
or
Or
entrance,
just
either
not
way.
exit at all through the
Or
primary
not exit.
slot,
Exactly right. Whatever they
right?
would love to do. But the getting stuck thing is really, it's happened to me 4 times in a single sit down in a session trying to go
Yeah.
down and fight for our group on the planet on the
Mhm.
ground missions, to where I just wanted to go out and just do the ship stuff and stay off of Odyssey. And I know they don't want to hear, people don't want to go down to Odyssey now. I know they're not going to like that. But that's when I'm getting stuck and I have to spend 20 minutes going back and forth to a planet and nothing's done in that 20 minutes other than flying through empty space. That kind of gets a little irritating.
It is. It's extremely irritating. So there's our suggestions. There's our rant. Okay. I have one here for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is a little one, okay? But the thing is when Elite has never fixed this. When you go to do an update or install another version of the software,
Yes.
and you're in the launcher, right? So you're looking at
Yes.
the launcher. I'm on PC, so I don't have Steam. I don't know how it works on Steam. But when you're in the PC launcher and you hit the damn update button, literally nothing happens.
No.
And literally it takes so long for anything to happen that you start thinking your computer's broken.
Correct.
Because all it needs to do is when you press that button, it could say working, it can just flip. That's a visual.
Yes.
And then it can sit there as long as it wants to, as long as I know it's working. But it doesn't do that. And it's just driving me nuts, dude.
And I guarantee that someone new that just got this game and has to do their first update is not going to know that. They're going to stop it and start it and stop it and start it, close it down and start it again, because it takes so long to initiate. You don't get no message that it's connecting to anything. It just sits there frozen for an indeterminate period of time.
It's a long time. I mean,
It
it's got to
is.
be at least 3 to 5 minutes. It's
It
huge.
is. It's massive.
I'm an IT guy, and I'm sitting there going, "What in the hell is going on?" I'm thinking, and you can't press it again.
No, it
So-
blocks it out. It blanks it out that it's frozen.
Yeah.
It looks like it's physically frozen and something.
Yeah, it looks like it's broke.
Yes.
So if they could work on that, I just feel like that would be a small thing, just for them just to change the word on the button, so we know it's doing something, and then I would be okay. But other than that, that's very annoying.
Yes, it is.
Okay, what else you got?
Now, mine is mainly just a question, because I'm not sure how this is going to work. But we have a guy in our group who's an absolute beast at certain way of killing things. Okay, now I know notoriety's in the game and it has a purpose in the game. Don't get me wrong. Okay, notoriety's there for a reason.
Assassin.
I remember
Yeah.
when it was brought into the game before we've been around that long. We remember it. But
Yeah.
if you're going to have notoriety, sitting and having to sit logged into the game for a certain amount of time to remove your notoriety, to me, is absolutely insane when we have an anarchy system built into the game, where the anarchy system is where we're supposed to be able to do naughty things and be horrible people if we want it. There's no rules in an anarchy system. So if you have a bad notoriety issue, say you're in a system against the Empire, which it was, our guy was helping us with an Empire issue, and his notoriety got really, really bad, and we love him for that. Don't get me wrong, we really, really do love him for that.
Notoriety.
Yes, but
I think that's the highest you can go.
It was huge,
Yeah.
and his bounty on him was tremendously high, to
It's
where
almost
he
$1
couldn't
billion or
do
$1 billion credits.
anything. And I understand the bounty part. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
the
he
bounty's
could
fine.
not go to an anarchy system and pay his fines, which means he can no longer play the game anywhere. He can't fly through space. He can't get into a Coriolis. He can't be ship scanned, because every time you scan it, it increases your notoriety again, or it stops it from going decreasing. But in an anarchy system, I think he should be able to go to an interstellar factor and an anarchy system and be able to pay his fines and work on that notoriety without having to stay logged into the game for hours, or 1 point per 2 hours, or a point per 2 hours, I think is the rule for that. I'm not quite sure.
16 hours declared his.
Yeah, that's ridiculous to me. Now,
I don't mind that they make you do that, other than I don't like the fact that you have to stay logged in. That's not
correct.
feasible.
Your time should go down even if you're not logged in, I think.
Even if it takes longer.
Even if it takes longer.
So you have to stay off the game for a couple days or whatever. I don't care about that.
They don't want you to stay off the game. They want people logged in. But what good does it do you to be logged in if you can't fly and
If you
get
can't do
scanned?
anything,
Can't do
yeah, if you,
anything is
then
ludicrous. To a
yeah,
new player, I think that's a game quitter, guys. I think new guys that
that's up
come
to
in here and do
punishment.
bad, I think they're going to quit. I think guys are going to quit. I
Well,
could be
I
wrong.
believe in having punishments, but you got to kind of
Yes.
balance that. There's a minority of people that will go as far as our pilots do sometimes, but they, there has to be. I think that's something they just need to readdress and look at it. At least make it to where we could, if a command ship, what do they call those? Fleet carrier.
Yes.
If they allow it, they should allow us to pay the fines there, if nothing else. Something needs to
Well, there's
give
got
where
to be
we
a way to
can
work on
kind of
notoriety better
maneuver a
than
little bit.
that. There has to be a
Yeah,
way to just stay logged in and do nothing. To me, that's ludicrous. I wouldn't like it. I don't like it.
yeah,
But that's my thoughts on that.
yeah. Let's see. AI for auto launch on the larger ships.
Oh,
That gets a little tricky, guys. When there's multiple people in an instance or in live whatever, and there's other people around. Yeah, that AI needs to be looked at for the big ships. I'm talking the Corvettes,
cutters,
the
Corvettes,
cutters, the
Anacondas.
T9s. I'm sure the Anaconda, the T10, the F7s. I bet you would be a problem.
The T10's on up. I'm guessing that the 10, the Corvette, the
I'd
Anaconda,
say
and
the
the Cutter
seven
are your
up
main
because
problem.
yeah,
Maybe.
because the seven is a big old fat brick too. It's just that it tries to move you out of the way. But if you have a lot of big bottom ships, then it really gets things messed up because they give those ships a lot of room, but a lot of times it just screws the AI up and it just runs you right into the wall,
Right into the
or it
walls.
or it drives you right into the door.
Yep.
Sometimes it's even gotten me stuck in the toaster rack and I've been killed there. I mean, a lot of things happen in there, and I understand that you can undo it and get out of it sometimes. But yeah, if you're running anything without shields, stuff like that, and you get into this situation, it's usually death for you. And those are pretty expensive ships. I realize that most people in the game are billionaires and they don't care, but I am not a billionaire, and I'm sure there's a lot of non-billionaires running around that would be devastated by that kind of loss. I mean, I had to start running cargo for Christ's sakes because I ran so far down out of money.
You got down to one buyback. When you get to one buyback at our stage in the game, it's a dangerous
Yeah,
situation.
that's a dangerous situation.
That's a dangerous situation.
Yeah. So anyway, I just think they should look at that AI
Yes.
and just give it a little love. It just needs to be a little bit more firm on not slamming into the wall. I don't know why it gets so confused. Like sometimes like it forgets where the door.
Well,
Like when it scooches over, it thinks the door is in a different place. So it's really
and
weird.
it's to the point now where I have, and I like that they give me the option to do this in my right
Turn it
panel.
off. Yeah.
Turn the auto launch off, just the launch
Yeah.
part. You can still leave the landing part on, all of that, but you turn the auto launch part off when I'm in my
Yeah.
big ships. I turn it off and fly myself out because I've been running some of our big ships when we're hauling. We don't even have shields on them. If we get ran into the side, 60% of your ship hull's gone before you even leave the damn mail slot.
A little bump and it's like poof.
Yes.
You're like, oh god.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, it's I don't know. I just think they should give it a once over and just maybe there's something they can do there. Yeah, I mean, getting out can be a thing, but sometimes there's ships stuck in the toaster or whatever, and you can't. If you run into them, then you get a fine, and sometimes the stuff we're hauling, that's not a good thing for us to get
And then you have
fined.
anonymous access, which
Yeah.
it's nice. They didn't have that at one time, and it was a real pain in the butt getting into the Coriolisuses and the
Yeah.
landings before anonymous access. So we appreciate the anonymous access. Don't get me wrong, but it's a pain
Yeah.
in the butt.
The only downside of the anonymous access thing is sometimes if you have anonymous access, you can't pay the fine there, or it takes
you
a
have to
long
go to
time
an
to
interstellar factor.
you have to go to somewhere else. Yeah, I don't like that part. I think they should just let you, especially if it's 100 credits or whatever. Come on, guys.
Happened
It's
to
like
me today.
just let me play the thing. We're giving you our money.
I got anonymous access today at a Thargoid place that was under being invaded. They have the gall to give me anonymous access when I'm helping them kill Thargoids, and they gave me anonymous. Can you
That
believe
is
that?
shameful.
I
That is
cannot believe.
shameful.
I had to fly all the way back to where I'm parked my ship at the end of the night to pay the fine to then come back and fly. It was ridiculous. I couldn't believe it. I said, "Well, that's credit for you. Ain't that gratitude?" Couldn't
Oh my
believe it.
goodness.
Killing Thargoids.
Anyways, yeah. So that's my rant about that. What you got?
Only thing else I have is Elite. Will you please give me my damn stats in the game? I want my stats in the game. I want my Thargoid kills.
Thargoids.
I want
Yeah.
my ship kills. I want anything stat related. I want it in the game. I shouldn't have to depend on a Nara to get my stats, which is not always 100% correct, by the way, because I killed a couple Basilisk Thargoids yesterday and they didn't get counted on my Nara page. And that does not make me happy. Okay?
That
Or no, I'm
that
sorry, it
makes
was
me kind of happy.
Medusas. Even worse, it was Medusas. I killed a
Oh
couple
my.
Medusas and didn't get credit for them. Now, I got paid for them, don't get me wrong, but I didn't get the stat that I killed them. And that's upsetting. So
That
please give
sounds
me
bad.
my stats where I can look at them in the game. They have to be there because Anara is getting the information from somewhere. If Anara can get the stat, then evidently you must be collecting the information. So why can't you just let me see the information and not depend on somebody else's third party website to see it? That's all I like. I want my stats. I love my stats.
Another little thing I'd love to see. I know when you're doing these ground missions and you start running, there's no stamina bar that I can tell.
That is correct.
You just hear it sounds really gross. But anyway, is there any way we could get just maybe a stamina bar of some kind? I mean, we do have a HUD and we should be able to see where our stamina's at. It
And they
helps plan a little bit.
should be able to do it because there is a backpack rocket meter when you jettison,
Yeah,
when you're jumping, you do see a meter for that to
yeah.
let you know you're going to be out of boost.
That'd be amazing.
It would be
If we could
amazing,
just have a
actually.
little breathing, a little when we're running out of stamina, let us know so we can see. You need to see when it's going down, and then you need to see when it's full again.
Well,
So that helps you get around. You know what I mean? Trying to get around without it is just weird, and then you can't run, and then
well,
because you don't know
the
what's going
thing
on.
is, it's funny. We breathe heavy to the point. Have you ever ran a long distance in the game for a long period
Yeah,
of time?
yeah.
You
He
even
starts
get
breathing real
water
heavy.
on the inside of your helmet. You get
Oh,
water
shut
on the
up.
face mask. So if they can give us condensation on our helmet mask on the inside, why can't they give us a
Yeah, they
stamina
should just
meter?
give us a bar for that. I mean,
Yes.
I love the aesthetics of the whole breathing heavy and the water in that. That's all beautiful, but we need a bar, please.
Yes. That's part of the fun of
Um,
it.
it's part of the fun. Yes.
Got to be part of the fun.
Let's
That's
see.
all I have. Do you have anything else? That's all
I
I
have
have.
a couple little ones.
Okay.
I feel like the material traders should be more accessible, or the material traders should be able to trade anything. Um, I hate running around all over the place trying to trade up stuff. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got all this stuff you need to, you're trying to get to where you need to go, and then if you got to make 3 visits to 3 different stations to trade stuff, that's just super annoying. So that was one thing I really think they should allow.
I want a meeting with a
Uh,
dev to ask him the question. Do you really need us to fly to that Coriolis over there or that Coriolis over there to go to different traders when you could put all the trade stuff in one spot with one trader? Or have
yeah,
three
I
different
think the
traders
whole
in one location? I
yeah, I
don't
think the
care that
whole
there's three.
engineering thing needs to be looked at anyway. But in the interim, we have a lot of issues with the engineering and the way it works and the way you find materials and all that. Anyway, so maybe that's something they'll be looking at in 15. I don't know yet. I'm hoping.
Your heat map doesn't work, devs. Your heat
Yeah, the
map is
heat map
garbage.
is not helpful at
Your
all.
filters don't change the color of the planet. I investigated it thoroughly yesterday. I cannot see any difference no matter what filter I pick. It does not work. Please look at it, please. I need my minerals badly. I'm tired of looking everywhere for them. Please fix it. Please.
And my last thing on my list was that I feel like players should be allowed to sell personal inventory on their carriers.
Yes.
It would open up job opportunities for people that just want to go collect things and then sell them on their vendors. I mean, the carrier system's great for vendors. I love going to those, and there's certain things you can sell. It's just you can't sell the personal inventory items, and I think they should allow that as well. Just so that you can have like somebody that knows where all the iron is and all the sulfur is or whatever, and he can go out and mine all that stuff, and we just fly over to him, pay the ridiculous amount of money, and then just move on. There's got to be more of that.
Because we're billionaires in the game, Debs.
Yeah, we're all billionaires. We don't have ain't got no time for the seat time. We already done the seat time. We're all triple elites and billionaires. It's all good. So
Yes.
yeah, give us something to spend our money on.
And if I'm saying something that's wrong about my minerals and not being able to find them, if there's something in this game that I've missed somewhere in order to find these things that I need, please let me know. I don't want to talk bad about the game that I love, but I
Yeah,
sure do
and
would like to
I don't
find
think
my
you
minerals.
are, because of all the posts I've seen about people before they split Odyssey from the last one. What was the last one called?
The Horizons.
Horizons. Yeah, before they split them apart from each other, people were just going to Horizons, getting all the minerals, and then going back into Odyssey.
That's exactly what they were doing before they made the Legacy and the Live version. Correct.
Yeah, I think that's a valid issue. So yes,
It's a very valid issue.
It should be put back. So thank you, Debs, for hearing us out on these things.
And I don't care that there's a heat map. I understand that Odyssey and your flowers, and that's great. If people want to do the flower thing and they make money at it, I hear it's a great way to make money. I'm not that guy.
They could do the same thing with the flower thing that they did with the mineral thing.
You got to give us a distinct switch in your filter map. It has in order to find the stuff we need. There's no way of finding the geological, even with your filters on your heat map. It doesn't work. It's broke. Please fix it. Please.
All right. So if you guys have any comments, please leave them in the comments below. As always, we're here when we have something to say.
Which is less than the time. We mostly have something to say, or at least I do. I love to rant. I'm a ranter, and I hate it when they ruined my stuff. Yeah, well, we will have more to say, but like I said, we're just coming back to the game after several years away, and we're still wrapping our head around everything. So, I love Odyssey. As we wrap our head, we'll wrap your head. Absolutely. We will talk. Sometimes we'll talk about everything, and sometimes we'll talk about basically nothing. It just depends on the way we feel, what we want to do that day. Yep. But that's all I've got. That's all I've got. So thanks coming out, guys. Please leave a like on the video. Leave us a comment if you got anything you want to say. Yes. And tell us we're wrong or right or what you think, and we're good with that. We won't shun you. We enjoy it. Well, yeah. We don't know we'll enjoy it, but we'll look at it. Yeah, we'll look at what you said, and then we'll tell you you're wrong and move on. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, yeah, that's it. My name's Fear. And I'm Highlander. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening. Like and or share. And have a great day. Be safe, Commanders. See ya.